Jay Cochran, an Air Force pilot, has just completed his last mission. He loves flying, but after 12 years, he needs a break to explore new things. He gets a hunting rifle as a present and an invite from his affluent buddy, Tiburon Mendez, to chill out in Mexico. Now, Tibby is no angel. He's also a big-time crime lord. One of Jay's colleagues suggests that maybe Mendez wants Jay as his personal pilot, but Jay is adamant. He doesn't want to work for anyone. He just wants to enjoy his time off. Accompanied by his faithful dog, he sets off for Puerto Vallarta in Mexico. Looking for Tibby's mansion, he meets a stunning woman and learns she's Tibby's wife. A room was ready for him at the mansion, but Jay loves the sea, so he decides to rent a beachside bungalow instead. Tibby's assistant is a bit peeved. Jay was due to arrive 2 days ago, and Tibby values punctuality. Jay clarifies that he's a guest, not an employee. Tibby is delighted to see Jay, insisting they play a game of tennis. Jay is clearly better, but Tibby is all about never backing down, no matter the odds. Jay gifts him a cool leather summer jacket. Tibby is thrilled, but his joy is short-lived when his dog attacks the jacket. Enraged, he throws his dog into the pool. Jay tries to defuse the situation, saying it's just a jacket, but Tibby believes in discipline above all. Curious to hear the rest of the story? Please subscribe, and now I'll tell what happened next. They decide to go hunting the next day. Tibby is truly delighted by Jay's company. It's like a breath of fresh air for him, but he's a bit miffed that his wife missed dinner. He views it as impolite. She thought it was just a business meal. Jay Cochran has earned Tibby's respect in a big way. He saved his life during their hunting adventure. This information comes from Tibby's wife who, with tears in her eyes, apologizes. She's been wanting to start a family but feels her body is too perfect to carry a child. The following day, Jay shows up late for another hunting expedition and blames it on Caesar's confusing map. Maria is in the car, her gaze fixed on Jay. Suddenly, Tibby gets an urgent phone call. Maria steps out of the car to greet her husband and his buddy. Tibby introduces his wife to Jay, but the call interrupts their chat. In the meantime, everyone else finds amusement in the dogs that Tibby's assistants can't control. Tibby values these dogs at a whopping $20,000 each. Both Tibby and his wife persuade Jay to join them for dinner, a gathering that will also include Tibby's business associates. Jay doesn't find this company particularly enjoyable, and the tension is palpable. Sensing the strained atmosphere, Tibby ushers his business partners into another room. Jay is ready to take off, but Maria insists that Tibby would appreciate his presence. She suggests the ladies go enjoy the pool, aware that Jay has little in common with them. Jay picks up one of Maria's favorite books and starts reading poetry by Lorca in fluent Spanish, leaving Maria impressed. They chat about how she met Tibby. She explains that Tibby had saved her father from bankruptcy, sparking a friendship that eventually led to their marriage. With a sad smile, she adds that such unions are common here, and jokes about her naive love for Tibby. Once Jay hears her story, he heads home. Meanwhile, Tibby demonstrates his control over his partners by eliminating one of them and bringing the others under his fold. He tells Maria that nothing went wrong, but she has a growing suspicion about his activities. The next day, Jay returns from grocery shopping to find Maria at his place. She's brought him a book and suggests a stroll on the beach with his dog Rocky. Their conversation takes a personal turn as Maria learns about Jay's past marriage and his unwillingness to start a new relationship. As they chat more, Jay and Maria discover shared interests, and Jay senses Maria is not her usual self. She starts to express how she feels out of place among Tibby's crowd, but Jay quickly grasps her meaning. They have a blast playing with Rocky, Jay's dog. Maria admits that Jay is nothing like the others in Tibby's circle, inviting her home for a refreshing lemonade. Jay's nerves get the better of him, and he fumbles, dropping everything. As Maria steps closer to assist, they can't ignore the spark between them. At a party, while Tibby is busy entertaining guests, Jay and Maria steal away to a dressing room where they secretly share an intimate moment. The following day, Jay finds himself in a tennis match with Tibby's friends and feels like a fish out of water. Their gameplay is shifty, and Jay feels isolated in their company. Caesar, it seems, has been tailing Jay, leading Tibby to casually ask Jay if he finds his wife attractive. Playing it cool, Jay acknowledges Maria's beauty. Tibby cryptically hints at his readiness to do anything to keep his stunning wife. Meanwhile, the fearless Maria waits for Jay in his car. Jay cautions her about the risk, reminding her of their precarious situation. He rings up his buddy Motor, confessing he fell for Tibby's wife the moment he saw her. Motor advises him to leave at once to avoid potential danger. Maria has had to tolerate her husband's dalliances, but to her, Tibby was the only man she knew until now. When Jay reveals his plan to leave Mexico, fearing Tibby might uncover their affair, Maria pleads for a few days together. Unable to resist, the smitten Jay agrees. Maria tells Tibby she's off to visit her sister in Miami, but Tibby overhears a phone call where Maria asks her sister to cover for her. Suspicious, Tibby confronts Jay and learns about his departure plans, He offers Jay a position as a pilot flying his plane to Caracas, but Jay rebuffs the offer, which leaves Tibby offended. Tibby hands Jay a ticket to Italy, along with the promised gun, before making his exit. After bidding farewell, Tibby drops Maria off at the airport, sharing a final goodbye kiss. Meanwhile, Jay waits for her at the airport. Together, they head to the beach house, enjoying each other's company along the way, and creating more cherished memories. Maria is unsure of what the future holds. Jay tries to assure her, telling her she can stay with him. However, their moment is shattered when Tibby and his goons barge in, removing Rocky, Jay's dog, first. Maria is forced to witness a brutal punishment meted out to Jay. Then, Tibby disfigures Maria's face, leaving a deep scar. Somehow, Maria manages to snatch Jay's token and keep it with her. After setting the beach house on fire, they dump Jay in the middle of a desert to meet his fate. Meanwhile, Maria's life turns into a living nightmare as Tibby hands her over to a brothel. In his unconscious state, Jay is discovered by a farmer, Mora, who brings him home. Over a week, Mora's wife nurses him back to health. Jay returns to the charred remains of his beach house and retrieves his stashed cash. Mora warns him to leave immediately, or he won't survive. He informs Jay that Tibby is currently in Durango. Grateful for their assistance, Jay leaves them with some money. Seeing that Jay is determined to stay, Mora takes him into the city and gives him a tool for self-defense. Along the way, Jay helps a Texan transport a horse. The man offers Jay a lift to Durango upon learning his destination. At a pit stop, Jay spots one of Tibby's henchmen and avenges himself using Mora's gift. After a day of travel, the ailing Texan entrusts the horse to Jay before passing away. Jay buries him and continues on his journey. In the meantime, word reaches Tibby about Jay's reappearance. Not only is Tibby after Jay, but he's also sought by Omander, Mora's brother-in-law, who tells him that Maria is still alive. Omander wishes to assist Jay, driven by a vendetta against Tibby after his sister's involvement with Tibby led to her demise. In a bar, a rock singer is drawn to Jay, persistently asking to visit his room. Jay bluntly informs her that he has no interest in sleeping with her. The group spends their time engaging in card games. Omando introduces his cousin Ignacio to the team, reinforcing their ranks. Omando discovers that Maria is held captive in a brothel, but her exact location remains unknown. However, Jay has an idea that could expedite the search for Maria. He recalls one of Tibby's associates. They manage to detain him and extract the information about Maria's whereabouts. Upon breaking into the brothel, Jay learns that Maria has already been moved. The brothel owner mentions that Maria was well liked by the patrons, provoking Jay's anger. Jay loses control and takes out his frustration on the brothel owner. It becomes apparent that only Tibby knows Maria's current location. One day, they catch Tibby off guard during his morning walk. He is wearing the same summer jacket that Jay gifted him. Tibby was expecting Jay, as a gentleman and former close friend, to apologize for stealing his wife. However, Jay has no intention to kill him or ask for his forgiveness. Holding back his tears, Tibby reveals that Maria is being held at a convent. At the convent, Maria is gravely sick. Upon seeing her lover, Maria tries to cover the scar on her face with her hand, her eyes filling up with tears. Gently, Jay removes her hand and kisses her. He is able to tell her that he loves her. Carrying her in his arms, he takes her outside for fresh air. Maria professes her love for him, and in a quiet, peaceful moment, she passes away in his arms. This poignant scene brings our tale to a close. Subscribe for more videos like this. Turn on notifications, and let me know in the comments what you think of the ending of this movie. I guess YouTube didn't show you my other videos. Here are two I think you'll definitely like. So, take your pick and watch.